chop down that's like, PD hoes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. Yeah, it's your roof from Tassie, bouncing like a kid at a Bunnings. Sausage sizzle on a Saturday morn. Season 3's lit, laptop lifestyle, dad show, hero makers. Season is born from AI funnels to social selling grit. Now it's hero making time. Strap in, this is it, yo. I've hopped Tokyo's back streets, cop the LA glow, bringing yarns from the road, mate. Watch the wisdom flow from the kitchen bench, hustle to the big global stage. We're handing you the keys, now it's time to turn the page. Oh, see heroes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, then spreading across the land. I'm the pumped up platypus from Sunny Q, way more bounce than a kid who spotted the ice cream van. You see, two was your dad's mate, bringing boom source seed, helping legends step up, take the driver's seat. We're not just here to yab a raw, spin ya a line. We're handing you the mic so your voice can shine. From Tassie to Tokyo, Goldie to Perth, hero makers worldwide, lifting leaders of worth. Jeff Rue's got the coffee, double shot, mate, I'm wide. They platypus at the pool party, still floating our tide. Jeff from barbecues to boardrooms, we bring the yarns and the tools, helping legends lead strong and break all the rules. See heroes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. This is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. Grab your brew, your notepad, and your crew. It's the laptop lifestyle dad show. Hero maker season, bringing heroes out of you. Patty the rule, platypus bringing the tricks. Hero makers podcast, your daily boom source fix. Heroes rise, then they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. Heroes rise, then they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends, spreading across the land.
Hang on, we're live. Oh, what's going on here, Dave?
Put the Halloween background on there.
Dave. Oh, look at this. We can have some fun.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not one to normally celebrate Halloween, but I just thought this was pretty cool.
Yes.
What's this one? Oh, look out. We got the pumpkin there. Oh, I got trick-or-treat. Oh, look out. We've got the dancing skeletons.
Yes. My wife said to me on the phone last night, she said, what are you doing with the little boy for Halloween? I said, turn the lights off and watching TV or something. That's an American thing. I used to do it.
There are a couple of holidays that we don't. There are a couple of holidays that we don't celebrate just because it's all. I feel like it's all about consumerism, and that's a whole other conversation for another day. But Valentine's Day, Sarah and I have never celebrated Valentine's Day. We call that Hallmark holiday.
I do celebrate that one, but I don't expect anything. But I do be nice and usually get a card and some flowers or something. Nothing too extravagant, but try and keep in the good books.
Well, I know a really great way to get in the good books, and it takes a lot of money, but take your wife on a road trip to USA for 3 weeks. I think that's the way to get in the books.
Okay. Luckily for me, I think she'd rather go to the UAE or so, and Europe than the US. That's where she came across from. So she'd like to take me over there to, I don't know, potentially sort me out. I think
there's one place in the Philippines that I've always wanted to go to, and that is Boracay Islands. I reckon a pretty nice place to go to.
Yeah, she wants. Well, she's sort of been wanting and not wanting me to go over there. I think she's actually getting the itch because she hasn't been home for such a long time. So I think now she's finally starting to see the light and think, oh, we should go to the Philippines.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go there and live, but problem is the the internet where we would be living, the internet would be no good. And the healthcare is always expensive too. So got to keep the footy dipped in both the toes dipped in the water on both sides of the island, I suppose.
But I tell you what, traveling, like if you can do it, like it requires a fair bit of financial aid to do it. But I look back at the last 5 years of all the travel that we've done, and there's no regrets at all.
No.
Like, could we have enough money to probably buy a house and all that sort of thing? Yeah, probably. Maybe, I don't know. But the investments and the memories and the stories that we have created as a family has been absolutely a huge blessing, and they're the things that are going to stay with our kids and us for the rest of our lives. Like, they're the things that really, money can buy it, of course. Like, travel it's made an industry around it, but it's about doing it for the right reasons too. And so mate, we've had a pretty another big week. So let's reflect. I just come off a really awesome summit hosted by Joy Nicholson. It was one of her first ones, but she did a brilliant job on that. What's been some of the highlights for you for this week, Dave?
Where to start? It's been an interesting sort of a week, really. I don't know. I think I was still sort of in recovery mode from your trip to LA and the aftermath of that, I guess, at the beginning of the week. But I guess a lot of the stuff that's been happening with Finance Pro, really, that's sort of been a bit exciting.
We launched the project, yes, a couple of days, and that was a pretty good product that we've launched. I can't wait to actually get people get into that.
Yep, we're preparing for our Black Friday sale and our next summit as well. And obviously the summit you're on with Joy was good. And we've got a couple other things obviously coming up for the LA Tribune and that, with a couple of Puerto Rican things and bits and pieces about
the Pay It Forward Puerto Rico event. So I know you've been working behind the scenes with the team, with Dr. Lisa Tan and Michael and the rest of the team there to be able to help pull all that together with the marketing material. And this is sort of essentially the first one, really, like your virtual summit, that I've sort of taken a bit of a step back and let you sort of run the reins in this one. So how are you finding it being in the control seat?
Good. A few lessons learned, obviously, but good. Yeah, good. All good. As my 4-year-old says, all good.
All good.
It's good. It's just finding your way into the rhythm of things, and and filling out your surroundings, I guess, as in not to be. I guess those cultural differences, just got to be aware of how hard you push being an Australian, because we can be a little bit pushy apparently. So
I had a conversation with you about this, and that's probably actually a good valuable thing to talk about. And I've noticed you sort of, being reserved and holding back. And so what was my coaching for you, Dave? You need to step up and be a little bit more assertive. And so it's an interesting dynamic where as a leader of the especially the tech guy and all that sort of thing, you don't want to be too assertive and too controlling that you come across as an a-hole. But at the same time, you don't want to be too wishy-washy and, flap through the wind and whatnot and be walked over. So I find that leadership creates a vacuum, right? And it takes someone to step up and say, I've got the captain of the ship. And normally most people are looking for someone else to step up. But, there's times where, no one else will step up. So you got to do it. And I picture a scene of those old ships, they're in the 1700s with the big sails, the foresail ships and stuff, and they're in the rough ocean in the middle of a storm, and the captain's there, captaining the ship, and he's basically just standing stoic and standing firm and all cool, calm, and collected. Basically, that hold fast sort of vision, and it's that reassurance, it's that level of cool, calm, and collected. There's that level of I've got it, that brings in the peace and the loyalty and the trust into the conversation. So, it's been interesting. For me, to step back and sort of let you go and fumble through it a little bit, not wanting to step in and get back in control. But it's been an interesting dynamic. But this is that hero makers conversation, right? Sometimes as hero makers, we need to step back and let our people fail.
Exactly, and I guess luckily and unluckily, probably in that respect, my wife's Filipino, so you got to be a little bit soft with her sometimes, and they're not as hard as us Australians. I'll just say quietly. But see, I guess the other thing too is coming.
What you say.
Yeah, well, she won't be listening, so I don't care. She'll be elsewhere. I guess the other thing too is I guess getting the balance from I guess different kind of people that I'm dealing with now. Like Dr. Lisa Tan, etc. In the construction industry, I ended up spending I don't know 12, 18 months or so in a program called 360 because I was a bit too assertive, I believe, especially when I got moved into the office. Down in the Sunshine.
You and I grew up in a generation, and this is a result of our culture that we grew up in, right? You and I grew up in the generation of essentially harden up, cowboy up sort of type of right? And to show vulnerability, to show any sort of form of weakness was weak. And
exactly.
we weren't necessarily taught those soft skills to manage people and to help to be a leader, like a true leader, right? We were definitely taught how to manage people. I don't necessarily think we were taught how to lead people. So
that's right.
That's a whole different dynamic, right? And so, management is that it's management, and leadership is with the true side of leadership. It's teaching people how to help them to buy in, but not be coerced in types of things. So management is very much coercion tactics, where leadership is very much inspiration and empowerment and the law of buying and all of that sort of thing. So it's an interesting dynamic to unpack, but you really sort of don't realize the two sides of the same coin conversation until you start to really get into this side of things, right? So it's like I think management does have its place, and middle management, the Henry Ford sort of Rockefeller, model in that space for managing teams and all that sort of thing. It does have its place in certain structures and certain institutions, but the conversation that we're having around like true leadership, it requires something different.
Yeah, well, as you were talking there about the, when we were younger, I remember I was, doing bricky labourers work when I was younger, and this is how good it was back then. They'd get locked up these days, but they'd be yelling at you all day, and if you weren't going fast enough, they'd be throwing their trowel at you, going, "Hurry up! I'm standing here doing nothing. You're costing me money." So you'd have a steel trowel go past your head or hit you or whichever. It didn't matter. So it was a lot of.
What we grew up in would be today's world be classed as abuse, and so should it. Because it was, there was places where it was very, very toxic, and that space. And it was abuse, but at the same time, you learn to grow up and create a tough exterior and create some resilience in that space. So it's the old pendulum swing, right? We go from here to here, and we've got to find the middle ground part of that conversation.
Yeah, and that's. I guess that's what I sort of had to learn in construction side of things, especially when I went into senior estimating role in the office before coming back out into the field, which then enabled me to sort of to practice that in the field as well. But now that has served me well. But now it's that sort of slightly different dynamic again. So it's just a matter of feeling your way into this newer environment, I guess, and.
Right. Where emotions matter, right?
Exactly. Don't want to chop the doctor's hands off or anything. So we need to behave.
But as I said,
but it's just finding the way. So
exactly, and that's it. It's navigating your way through it, but realizing the culture thing. The culture is the big part there of what,
Yeah.
sort of, the 80s and the 90s sort of view of that growing up, what we did. You're probably a little bit more before that. You're a little bit older than I am.
Yeah.
But, in that space, it's a different world today. And,
It is.
here's the thing, right? The old statement where you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I say bullshit to that. I really,
Yeah.
really do.
I've learned lots
Because
of new tricks.
like if you're opened and willing to learn new tricks and receptive to that conversation, you can 100% change.
Oh,
And so,
exactly. Yeah.
I think this sums it up beautifully, right? It's above the line, below the line culture,
Yeah.
and so culture can create a really, really awesome environment, or culture can create a really, really toxic environment. And so we've
Yes.
come out of the scene where, it was perceived to be normal to get that type of conditioning, but the reality is, looking back at it, it was very toxic.
It was.
And
Yes.
it's no wonder that people were, either hard, they basically became hard and callous, or
Yes.
they broke down and had mental health problems. And so,
Yeah. That's right.
I grew up in a space where I was severely bullied as a kid. I wouldn't wish that bullying on my worst enemy, but I've learned to be grateful for going through that, because it's helped me to be more resilient and have a tougher exterior, if you will, so things don't necessarily hurt me. Like, it's toughened me up a bit in that space.
Yeah. That's right.
But
Yeah.
once again, that's an interesting dynamic. Sometimes you can go too far the other way. So
Yeah, true. You just got to be careful. And I mean, yeah. Well, we were having a conversation about my family dynamic earlier as
right.
well. So it's been a very interesting week.
Well, let's just, without
This
getting
week.
into the detail of that, let's just talk about how I sort of helped coach you through that this morning, because I think this is I'm getting clearer and clearer that people don't necessarily use AI in this way. And it's
No.
something that I've started using in like last 12 months. And it's not using AI as a crutch or a replacement, but it definitely is a tool to help me to have a deeper understanding of human behavior and
Yeah.
psychology. And then what that does is help me come at a different perspective of things, and more, and through that, it's created more empathy for the conversation, right? So it's not just about my hurt, it's necessarily now looking at how my hurt has hurt the other person's hurt.
Yeah.
And that hurt plus, instead of having hurt plus hurt equals pissed off and angry at each other, it's now looking at it from lens and taking ownership and accountability and responsibility for it, and going, what can I do to transform? What can I do to change? What can I do to step up and be the thermostat, not the thermometer conversation? And that right there is leadership, right? So that's, with our conversation and anything that we were talking about this morning, what did you learn through that experience, Dave? What insights did you pick up?
Well, it was just good to get, an independent sort of explanation of, I guess, an understanding of the emotions that were coming from the other side that I wasn't picking up on. It clearly put that. But at the same time, and like I said to you, I only did the initial step because I also understand that AI can take you down a big rabbit hole if you want to let it. So
there's definitely
first
that
initial,
discussion.
yeah, definitely, and that's why I just did that. The first initial, it was a nothing prompt really. It just had the information in there more so than anything, but it enabled me with the information that it gave me back to have a better understanding of the situation. And then, like you said, now I can assess what I can take, control of and improve myself in being to help the other person as well as myself be a better person and end up in a better situation. So,
And
I think,
this right here, as a husband, has helped me to strengthen my marriage in beautiful ways.
yeah,
And if we can help other husbands do the same thing, because what this does for me, and I saw it do the same thing for you today, and we'll wrap up this part of the conversation because we're running out of time. But what this
yeah,
does is it helps us get from that emotional state into that awareness and intelligence state. Remember, when our
exactly.
emotions are high, our intelligence low. So
That's right.
what I've noticed through doing this equation for the last sort of 2 years, really, is it helps me to process things a lot faster. And in that process helps me to get out of that emotional reaction triggered state, and then calms me down and then gets me back more into that intelligent state. And from that space, I can take accountability, ownership, and responsibility, and go and
Yes.
improve the situation through my actions, not my words.
Instead of living in blame and denial.
Right. Right.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, I wasn't hearing the message, but I guess I don't know. Probably because I like playing with AI so much. I suppose that when it came out of my AI's mouth, I guess I listened.
but here's the thing, though. It was not totally AI. It was
right.
the three of us, right? It was me guiding you to empower you to use AI, but it was still that discernment and that wisdom piece that helped to have that bouncing off safe space environment conversation. So
Yeah,
it
that's
was
right.
not
Exactly.
totally dependent on AI. There was still some, if you will, I wouldn't
Human in
call
the
it
loop.
wise by any means, but you had wise counsel in the conversation from someone
Yeah.
who's been an asshole and in a lot of my marriage and taken ownership of that space and grown from that space and still growing from that space. But someone who could relate is what I'm saying as well,
Yeah.
to have that empathy and that relatability part of that conversation to navigate that tricky dynamic.
Exactly. It's just it's good just to have that safe space where you can I guess vent for a little bit and then calm yourself down, get
We
some
were
tools
talking
to
about that
assist with
yesterday,
that.
right? Having that safe
Exactly.
person.
It was funny how we were talking about that yesterday. Somebody up there decided he thought I know what I can do. We're gonna continue our
Dave's
conversation
ready for it
while
now.
Dave's
He's
asleep.
primed and ready, and he's ready for it.
Yes, while you're asleep, Dave.
Careful what we put out there into the world, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
So
on
yes,
that
then we're
note,
talking about that stuff.
on that note, what do we got coming up next week? So we're going to dive in with our Hero Makers community. We're going to start taking these calls just privately into the group. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do like the 10, 20-minute sort of overview, sort of snapshot update here live on our profiles. And then we're going to shift quickly into the Hero Makers community, and we're going to start delivering free training. And next week, we're going to teach you how to create those little cool AI music videos. And we're going to use my beautiful wife's her business with her Taboo Talk with Sarah, and we're going to help her create her video that she's been begging me for. And we're going to teach you at the same time on how we do it. So that we're going to give that training to you for free. If you're not inside our Hero Makers community already, let me make sure I grab that link and just quickly drop it in the comments for you. And come join us. Come join us. Make sure you come hang out with us, because this group is only going to be exclusive in the Hero Makers community and nowhere else. And so you must need to be in there to get the access to the content. And
you need to be in the free group to get the free trainings. How
right?
good is that? I think I gave a little bit of a secret away this morning in one of my posts.
maybe. But anyway, so make sure you come join us in that group there and get access to that awesome source goodies. And we're going to start announcing from pretty much on Monday our Hero Makers Summit that we've got coming up on September 18th. I've been talking to my co-host and my team. We've got Dave, who's part of the tech support. We've got Jade Winsley, Sarah Jordan Ross, Michael Silvers as my co-host for the events. We've got Mary Glorifield coming on as a guest. She worked with Tony Robbins for 18 years. Who was the former VP for Tony Robbins in the events space. And so Michael's going to do an interview with Mary on that. And I'm such a blessing and a privilege to be able to create a space for that to happen.
Cool. I'm going to be in the background listening like a little fly on the wall. Woohoo!
Right. We've got Joshua Phelps and Brianna Williams coming in to be on an interview as well. We've got Jim Bagoon. We've got Jim Bagoon coming on board. We've got our friends Alison and Craig and Alex and Holly coming on board. I believe Jade's got a few more people there. We've got Mark Murray coming on. A few of our inner circle there. But so it's a good mixture of people, very diverse. We've got Patrick Thien. We've got Carmen Skipworth as well. We've got Dr. Christina Kaskanigi from the LA Tribune community there. So we've got a nice diverse range of people from all walks of forms of life, from all spaces of leadership. And the topic here of this Hero Maker Summit is rising up from resilience. So
there's a couple of rippers in there. I'm already so excited. Oh, Nicky Everett, so Sarah just said as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
How we go with Dr. J? Is he able to make it?
Oh, yes. No, we got Dr. J here as well.
The Hood
Yes.
motivator?
Better not forget about the Hood motivator.
No.
So we've got a really, really interesting cast, and I'm really looking forward to that summit. So that's going to be on the 18th of November. And what else is happening? Oh, so actually on the 18th of November, Sarah and I start our road trip. Yeah, baby. On our second honeymoon. No kids.
You're going for a road trip to America. I'm going for a road trip to Brisbane on the 24th.
Brisbane. Oh, I'll go to Las Vegas. You can go to Vegas.
Exactly right. And
we also got Lani Al Semenza. I think that's how I pronounced it. Joining us too. So we've got an amazing lineup happening for that. So come join us in the Hero Makers community. As you can see, we're going to be giving free training. We're going to be having some amazing summits every sort of 2 months to 6 to 8 weeks. And we've got loads more lined up. And this will be the place to be to talk all things Hero Makers, of course. But, part of that conversation, right, is giving you the tools to be empowered, to be equipped, to be a leader who creates other leaders. So, yes, we talk about sales training. Yes, we talk about leadership training. Yes, we talk about AI and marketing. And we talk
funny.
and we talk about how to take the piss and the Mickey out of our mates like Sarah's. Sarah's giving it back, mate. She's our triple.
She is. Exactly. Just looking at that, she's giving me a cane.
Sarah's got the chest pumped up, and it's like, our triple.
Exactly.
Yours.
There's no doubt. If it's not, I'd be disappointed.
Well, I bloody hope so. I'm sure it's going to cost me a lot more than yours.
Yeah, that's why it'll be a lot better. Well, yeah, I mean, that was some awesome people along the way too. So
we are. Now, Sarah says, "Sorry, not sorry." That's what she said. That's what she said.
Sorry, not sorry. God love it.
And I'm really looking forward to meeting up in person. Obviously, we're going to be meeting up with Michael Silvers again. Actually, it'll be Sarah's first time meeting Michael in person.
Sarah the first time at the red carpet at the Barnes and Noble as well.
Yes. And then I believe we're going to catch up with Mary Glorifield in person. We're going to catch up with, try and catch up with Jim Bagoon in person, and a few of our other friends as well along the way. So I've got to say that's probably the most thing. One of the most things, other than going on a vacation without the kids, I better put that in, and having a second honeymoon with Sarah, I better put that in. But the thing I'm most excited about is actually going and meeting all these wonderful people in person that we've created an online relationship with, and it's just going to make this vacation second to none. Really is. I believe this.
It sounds like it should have been about twice as long as what you're planning.
Yeah. Well, maybe I might just have to move to America. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
I've heard that whisper being thrown around a little bit lately too.
We'll see what the future has to hold. There's got to be a lot of things go right for even that to happen. But we'll see.
True. True.
Guys,
anyway,
hey Dave, we're 1 minute early. Like, oh my God, we've actually kept it on time. We're 1 minute early. So Dave, let's use this 1 minute. Any final words of wisdom to close out the week for us?
Yes, pay attention to what your wife is saying in the comments while we're live. Grandma said 2 weeks is enough.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, Sarah brings home a really awesome final word of wisdom here for us. Attitude of gratitude. Let's close out the week for gratitude for everything that we've accomplished this week. Let's close the week out for thankfulness. And as Ken Honda talks about in his book, Happy Money, happy energy will bring and attract more happy energy to us. So one of the tools of the trade, for me, going from someone who almost tried to kill himself to the person you see here today, was learning how to be an attitude of gratitude and for finding things that we can be grateful. So Dave, before we wrap out, what is one thing that you're very grateful for this week? And I'll close out with mine.
I'm grateful that I get to spend a lot of time with you and our wonderful community and our inner/outer circle. That's, one of the things I'm grateful for. I guess also, grateful that, I have a beautiful wife and loving family as well. And, grateful that, the man upstairs there allows me to wake up every day and enjoy this lifestyle or work or whatever it is that you want to call it.
It's definitely a lifestyle. It's a life by design.
There's a few grateful things that are a bit harder, lessons that I've had that I'm grateful for as well, because I wouldn't be the person I am without them. So yeah, I better shut up, otherwise I'm going to go 10 minutes over.
Yeah, and I get that, and that's the thing that I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be grateful for this week, because I can be grateful for all the same things, and I am.
Yeah.
And I love and I appreciate you, Sarah, Michael, and the rest of the team, and everybody else in there in the space. I appreciate Josh and Brianna and what they do, and very, very grateful. But the thing I'm more grateful for right now is the challenges, because in the trials, because they're the things that help us to, sanctify the process, go deeper with the process, really figure out what's what with the process. So, I'm really, really grateful for that. And then on top of that, I am super grateful that we get to live out what we do best, and that is help people find their purpose-driven life, because that's what I've done for myself. That's what we've done for you, Dave, and what we do for everybody else. If you really look at it, that's the core of what we do. We're about helping people find their purpose-driven life and live that out by life by design, and create life full of freedom. So I'm grateful that we have the opportunity to do that. I'm grateful that we have the opportunity to do that together. And I'm just grateful for all the support and the amazing people that we meet along the way. So on that note, Thank you very much for your time, guys. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same place, same back channel. And these calls are just way too much fun. And so we'll see you first thing on Monday. Actually, not first thing. We'll see you on Monday around PM City time. And we'll be back with another episode of the Hero Makers Daily Live. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.
See you, Batman.